Welcome, welcome. I've actually got cards today. Isn't that exciting? So we're going to use our Archangel Gabriel cards. We already have one popping out. Very eager today, I see. Let me just start with our opening prayer and then off we go. Oh, great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all it is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste. Okay, so the first question is from Bakang, and she's saying, "Hi Sky, thank you for this. I've been feeling stuck and confused about my life purpose for a while. I'm struggling to find direction when it comes to my career and passion. I'm young and figuring myself out, but I'm not enjoying it. I'm also in a long distance relationship and I really love my boyfriend, but I'm still struggling to understand his full intentions towards me and the future of our relationship. I'd appreciate a sense of direction or even clarity regarding how I'm feeling. Everything at the moment feels like it's out of my control. Love and career reading, please." Okay, my love. So just tuning into you, I really get a feeling of low self-worth and this energy of really being afraid of making a choice, like making the wrong choices. And the reality is that even no choice is a choice, right? There is no world where choice does not exist. Free will is a must when it comes to duality, okay? So trying to not make a choice because you think that that will avoid any fallout is naive at best, okay? I'm going to pull a card first for the career and then for the boyfriend. So the first card that came for you, we talked about low self-worth, is deserving. You, like all of God's children, deserve happiness, health, and love. So a lot of what we receive is not based on what we think, but how we feel, right? So there's really, what I picked up before I even actually started doing the angel readings, because I was looking through you guys' questions beforehand, was a real feeling of needing to work on self-love, needing to work on being worthy of good, needing to work on deserving a wonderful life. And this energy of I'm young, I'm inexperienced, I don't know what I'm doing, being like cover for the real issue of I don't feel lovable, I don't feel like I deserve my good. The second card that came up for you is express your inner truth. Your creative work shines brightest when it reflects your genuine feelings and thoughts. So because you're not sure about whether you're making the right or wrong decisions, you're holding back. And because you're holding back, it's blocking a lot of different things, particularly your romantic life. You're afraid of looking demanding. You're afraid of your own standards. You're afraid that if you have standards, you're going to get left. When the reality is that the only thing that standards does is speed up the inevitable. So having standards is never the issue. But what happens when you have standards, otherwise known as boundaries, is that people that are in alignment with those boundaries leave. And that's actually good, because if your partner isn't serious about committing, right, and you're in a commitment place, then you don't want them to stick around and waste another 5 years of your life. No woman deserves to beg for a man's love. I get a feeling your partner is building. I also get the feeling that he's still very young. So whilst the love between you is real, I just don't think he's ready for the kind of commitment that you're looking for. So I would really like Archangel Gabriel coming in really strong and saying, you need to ask yourself, what do I want? And really choose what your dreams are. And when you choose your dreams, what you want your life to look at, your choices will become clear. But if you don't choose a dream, if you're like, it doesn't really matter what happens, then then it's when it gets interesting, and it's when your compass goes all over the place. So it's not about choosing a direction, choosing a career. It's about choosing a dream. And that dream can also be values. So for example, if you want to be happy, if you want to be loved, what do those things mean to you? And then are the choices you're making in alignment with those desires, right? If you want to be loved, for example, staying with someone who's afraid to commit may not be the best plan, or who's too young and not ready may not be the best plan. If you, are looking for, a high income, then you want to take jobs that mirror that. If you're looking for service, then you want to take jobs that mirror that. But what brings you happiness? Do you see what I'm saying? It's not necessarily choosing a purpose, it's choosing the feeling, and then the purpose reveals itself. Okay, we're going to send Archangel Gabriel to help you, and we're going to move on. Jennifer Morgan saying, hi, lovely. Hi, Jen. I'm struggling with some chronic and sometimes severe stomach issues, despite trying many eliminations and supplements. Could the angels tell me if this is a manifestation of sabotage? It feels like a lot of trapped emotions. It really feels like exhaustion and tears and just needing to cry. So I would do like like a heart song, but for the stomach, like in theta healing, where you just like put your hands on the stomach and you make the sounds of the sadness that's being held inside your stomach. And there's real issue. This is the thing about health, right? The issue is never the issue. Supplements help, detoxing helps. But the real issue is not, whenever it's gut issues, you're looking at inner child healing, and the issues that come up are your own inner child, and also whether or not you want a child and what's going to happen if you don't have a child, and grief that you're not allowing yourself to feel, both for the childhood that you never had and for the child that you are considering not having. So there's like all of that sadness is getting trapped in the gut because it's that energy of, I've made a decision, and because I made the decision, then I can't have feelings about it. When the reality is, even if you make the decision and it's the right decision for you not to have children, you still get to grieve that. You still get to feel that. You still get to process, your choices. Just because something is the right choice doesn't mean there are no emotions connected to it. Okay, so we're going to send Archangel Gabriel to help you feel those feelings, and Archangel Raphael to do an instant healing on your gut. Okay, it's all connected. Say, hey Sky, can you read my current financial status? I feel I've done a lot of work to heal financial blockages, so I would like to know where I stand now. Like immediately tuning into the word that I'm hearing is courage, courage, courage. It's like there's a lot of knowledge, but you haven't put it into action. So, or it's kind of like, when someone goes on a diet and it's like for 2 weeks or for a few months, but there's no long-term consistency and there's a deep fear that it won't work. That's kind of what's happening. You've made the shifts in your mind, but it takes experience really to make those shifts and embody them, right? So let's just take a minute, because it's important to acknowledge that you have made those shifts on an energy level and on a thought belief level, but mindset work is not embodiment. That's when the emotions and the energy really start to back up the new beliefs that you've got. So let's just take a minute to activate all the thoughts and the new ideas and the plans that you have, and give yourself permission to deserve financial freedom. Give yourself permission to invest, whether or not it's in something that is going to make money or not. Give yourself permission to begin so that you actually are making progress, even if it's not perfect progress, right? It's this energy of beginning, because what I'm feeling when I'm tuning into is there's so much hesitation. It's not that you don't have a lot of knowledge, and it's not that you're not taking action. It's just very slow, scared action. So the angels are like kind of wanting to go pop and kind of make it move, make it flow a lot faster. So I'm going to call on the abundance angels to help you. There we go. Okay. Vanessa's saying, hi Sky, I want to ask for a healing between my boyfriend and my mum. If it's possible, she would accept him. I have permission. Thank you. Okay, let's see. So what I'm getting is that this is not about your mum. This is about your standards. Okay, so the card that you got is success. Congratulations, you did it. And the next card is perfectionism. And the next one is helping children. So your mum rejecting him is not about her not getting on with him. It's about him not being a match for what you told her you wanted in a partner, either earlier in your life or recently. So it's about looking at whether or not you're being honest with yourself. And if you have reevaluated what you want in a partner, communicating that with your mom, because the future children thing, right? She thinks that by rejecting him, she's protecting her grandchildren, she's protecting the family line. Which, if he's not a family person, which, if he's not, into the same things that you are, she may very well be. So it's about working on the perfectionism so that you can allow A, your grandkids to come through, right? But B, know that even though you may have ideals, if you decided to settle for something different, that's okay too. But your mum is protecting you from your own low standards. That's what I'm getting. So if he isn't, if he isn't in love with you, if he isn't ready to commit to you, if he isn't ready to, if he's not the future father of your children, there's an energy of like, why is he wasting my time with this sort of energy? So we're just bringing the family angels, particularly Archangel Raguel and his bunch of angels, to support you with that. Okay, that's looking like it's clearing up nicely. Norhan is saying, hey Sky, I'm on antidepressants and I find it very hard to get out of bed. If I'm home, I'm always laying down trying to escape with a nap. I also get tired very easily. Okay, my love. So whenever we're stuck in a physical state, whether it's depression, which is a manifestation of sadness, whether it's anxiety, which is a manifestation of fear, whether it's anger, right, which is a manifestation of the underlying frustration or injustice that we feel, it's because we're stuck in a loop, right? We're stuck in a loop of thoughts. Angel literally showing you like an infinity symbol, going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And they're saying that the thought I'm exhausted, I'm depressed, then creates the feelings of I'm exhausted, I'm depressed. So, life's not worth living. All of that worthlessness is exhausting. So there's a few things that's important to start doing. High dosage, especially because antidepressants actually drain your body, believe it or not, of the vitamins and the minerals that you need to be able to make serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin. And they actually put a lot of pressure on your liver and on your gut, which messes up your hormones too. So what you want to be doing is making sure you're taking a very good multivitamin. You want to be making sure that you're taking at least 2 or 3 rounds of magnesium and zinc per day. You want to flood your body with magnesium and zinc. You want to be taking vitamin D and B vitamins to give you energy. And you want to start looking at what are you thinking that's literally making you feel helpless, that's making you feel hopeless, and then beginning to change those thoughts so that your feelings change and so that what you want becomes a life instead of hiding from the world or to be gone from the world. But there's nothing wrong with emotional pain or with grieving. The issue comes when we become stuck in loops of it. Okay, so the card that came up for you is motivation. Pray for guidance on how to increase your enthusiasm for and focus on your purpose and a project. So the angels are saying that, sometimes one of the best ways to get out of our own suffering is to focus on other people, is to really find somebody that's suffering more than you and be of service to them. And that can be a very powerful thing for both perspective, but also meaning, because when you see how other people that are going through things are managing, it helps us to manage too. It gives us the courage to push through. And I know that I very much find that when I was dealing with grief, when I was dealing with depression, when I was dealing with the hardest moments of my life, particularly working with disabled children, working with people who were terminally ill and dying, it gave me a lot of perspective on the fact that life was definitely hard, but that it was still worth it. And you know how much I still had to be grateful for when things were hard instead of everything becoming pitch black. But it is not easy. So start gradually, make sure that you're getting those vitamins and those minerals to help nourish you as well. And just start thinking about what you're thinking. Instead of going, I'm depressed, go just breathe and go, okay, you know, put your hand on your heart and say, what is it that I'm sad about? You know, what is it that hurts? And that's going to give you an idea of what's on loop inside your unconscious mind. And then you have the ability to be able to change that, whether it's through energy work, whether it's through hypnosis, whether it's through theta healing or medical intuitive technique. Once you start to understand the thoughts that are creating the pain, you can start to discreate them. I know from my own experience that just asking the angels to start to discreate them was a big, big help for me. Okay. I'm going to ask Archangel Raphael to come in and help you with the depression, but I'm also going to ask him to do a chakra clearing because they're showing me that would really help you as well. Okay, Diana saying, hey Sky, I'm very shy with intimacy with my partner. May I ask for a healing? It's like I've never had orgasms with no partner. Excuse my openness. Thank you. It's all right, my love. They're literally showing me religious shame. So we're going to call in Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary to help you clear all religious shame around sexuality, around sexual pleasure, around sexual desire. Any abuse that you received as a little girl or as a child where you were told, you know, that if you enjoyed sex, that it was bad and that you would go to hell, that it was wrong to enjoy your body, that it was wrong to touch your body, anywhere that you got the message, right, that women aren't supposed to enjoy sex, let's ask the angels to pull that out, because it's a very strong message and it's a very detrimental message, particularly to a long-term relationship. There we go. Okay. That's looking a lot better. Praneem is saying, I hope you and your family are doing well. I'm stuck in a cycle of productive days followed by days of procrastination, followed by feeling guilty of procrastinating, then having productive days again. Any guidance to break the cycle? The angels dropped in the word rest. So what you're calling procrastination is rest. You need to reframe it. People, particularly creative people, go through periods of what they call like hyper productivity or hyper focus, where we're really deeply focused on a project or enjoying a project, where we tend to work extra hours or sometimes late into the night or early into the morning because we're so passionate about it and we so want to get it finished. But because we give it more on those days, we are more tired on the other day. So the average person can do 2.5 hours of productivity a day, and then that's it. So when we're hyper productive, we will do between 6 to 12 hours of productivity in one day, right? Or between 2 days, and then we'll feel tired for 2 or 3 days. So don't underestimate your own creative cycle. Rest is a necessary thing, and it's actually scientifically proven to be the way you're doing it, scientifically proven to be the best way to do it, to intensely focus on a project and then to pull back and have complete rest is proven to be the best way to have ideas, to to think, to let your juices flow. So trust the process, but also put it in your calendar. Rest days, productive days, rest days, productive days. And you'll find that when you're not fighting your cycle, particularly as a woman, you're going to be way more productive and you're going to be way more prepared, because your productivity isn't going to blindside you and you're not going to waste it on random projects. You're going to know exactly what you want to use it for. I'm going to send Archangel Gabriel to help you accept the way that you create instead of fighting the way that you create. I'm going to quickly grab some juice, guys. I'm ridiculously thirsty. 1 second. Okay, let's do this. Got my green juice in the fridge. So Christina saying, hey Sky, I just moved for a month to a quiet place in Bali following my heart. Since arrival, I have a lot of anxiety to work through. Feel pain in my groin. I would love a healing and guidance for this. Okay, so the reason that you're feeling a lot of anxiety is because you're actually taking time to learn to love yourself. And then the truth that you don't know how to do this, right? And that it's actually breaking a family curse, because no one in your family has done this, is what's making you anxious. So what you want to work on is self-trust, because you do have the power within you to break this pattern. You do have the power within you to learn to love yourself. But your groin and your female area has been taking the hit sexually, emotionally, for your lack of self-love, because you've been letting men use you when you didn't want them to use you. You've been letting yourself connect intimately with them when you wanted real commitment, real recognition, real connection. So it's okay to let it hurt. It's okay to not be okay. And this is one of the things that a lot of people don't do. One of the reasons I'm good at changing is because I feel the pain of my behavior. And that means that I have strong pain anchored to bad behavior and pleasure anchored to good behavior. Because I know that even if there's a short-term gain to bad behavior, that I feel bad afterwards for longer. So whatever the juice is not worth the squeeze. And I know the opposite in terms of good behavior. I know that, for example, I may not want to exercise, but I know that 5 minutes afterwards, I will feel good for the rest of the day. I will have a higher level of patience, a higher level of energy, a higher level of tolerance. I will feel sexier, right? So my marriage is going to have a different kind of energy for the rest of the day and for the rest of my life. Same thing with good food, right? You may crave the food that's not good for you, but after you've eaten it, it feels awful. You feel depressed, you feel cranky, you feel snappy, you feel bloated, you feel ugly. But when you eat healthy food, you may be like, ugh, in the beginning, but it's only the beginning. After a few weeks, not only do you get used to it, but you start missing it if you don't have it and you start enjoying it. But afterwards, it's that consistent energy. It's not having any energy crashes. It's being able to keep going consistently. It's the ability to wake up with a 2-year-old during the night and still get up and work all day without feeling exhausted, burnt out, and drained, because your body has the backup support that it needs because of the diet that you're on. So it's that energy of let the pain anchor to the negative behavior. Let you really understand on a very deep level that you're not missing out when you let a man go. You're not missing out when you say no. You're not missing out by having standards. Because when you finally get the price of your yes, right, everything is going to change. Because right now you don't understand the price of your yes for you. The price of your yes for you, particularly to sexual intimacy, is having your heart broken. It's having somebody who doesn't value you and doesn't understand how precious you are and doesn't understand how important your divine life purpose is and doesn't actually have any real intentions of having a long-term family with you, use your body for a little emotional connection. That is a painful, painful, painful thing. So when you get that, your worth changes and you go, okay, so they don't agree with me, so they don't like it, so that's not what they want. And you go, to let that boundary down would be agony for me. So I'm gonna let it go, right? My person is coming. It's that energy. It really is that energy of understanding that being yourself has a much lower cost than lack of authenticity and lack of honesty about what you want. And you will have more dates that don't work out. You will have a higher number of people that you reject, but it's exactly, but you will also find the person that's for you faster. You will also spend less time in emotional pain. You'll still experience the pain of rejection and the pain of rejecting people, but you won't be in the suffering of it, right? The suffering of, should I be with somebody else? Is this person ever going to give me what I want? The games are a lot shorter when you're not playing the game they're playing. And the game that a lot of men and women are playing is, will you lower your standards for a little bit of affection, right? Will you take a pearl instead of gold? Will you, take plastic instead of, real intimacy? And will you take fake instead of real? And a lot of people are doing it because they're so lonely, but the price is high, right? The price is high. So you have to really stick with that vulnerability of being authentic and going, yeah, something, the pain of loneliness is real, but so is the pain of, like, there's nothing lonelier than being with somebody that doesn't love you. There's nothing lonelier than being in a relationship with someone that mistreats you. There's nothing worse than having wasted another 5 years of your life. So I'm going to choose wisely, and I'm going to choose with care, and I'm going to stick by my standards. And I'm going to let people have their feelings about it. Let yourself feel the pain and it will leave your body, right? But your poor body's been taking it because you have been, letting it be used in ways that it didn't want to be used, just to get a little bit of love and affection. And that's changing. So you did exactly the right thing. You retreated, you slow down, you're taking time to really get the self-love thing, and you've got to really start playing it deep, and you'll see it turn around very, 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 very quickly. Okay. Hi, Sky. Do you see we could live with my partner temporarily in my parents' flat? It's difficult to have your own living. May I ask for healing? Thank you. Oh, look, what I'm getting from the angels is that you could, but I think that it's like you don't want to. I'll pull a card just to confirm, but it's like you could, but maybe this is not like, be careful what you manifest. Is this really what you want? Mm-hmm. Listen only to love. Don't allow fear to distract you from your divine mission. You can reach more people by working with video, audio, print, and online media. So the angels are saying that it's not difficult to earn money, that you need to go online and you need to start increasing your visibility. They're also saying that you're like doing like this thing with your like, this is like a woman looking in the mirror and the angels in the mirror. So the angels are saying that you're seeing yourself as weak, you're seeing yourself as a victim, and they want you to see yourself as an earth angel. They want you to see yourself as powerful. They want you to see yourself as capable of manifesting miracles, of manifesting anything, right? They're like literally saying, start seeing yourself as an earth angel, start seeing anything as possible, focus on your divine life purpose. Ask for what you really want, not for what the bare minimum, because what you're asking for is like less than the bare minimum. One of the things, it's quite funny, I haven't thought of this story in a long time, but one of the things that I thought was funny, and not like funny in like a mocking way, but funny in a strange way, when I started to understand manifesting, is how people in poverty would often pray for things that would keep them poor. They would pay for another month's rent. They would pray for, food on the table that evening. They would pray for things that would keep them permanently in poverty. Pray for things that are going to end your poverty. Pray for, the mindset. Pray for the heart set. Pray for the courage. Pray for the opportunities that are going to annihilate poverty from your family line, because you're worthy of that and you deserve that. Mary A is saying, my husband is at a crossroads in his career journey. He doesn't see it as a crossroads. He's sure of what he wants to do, but I'm scared if he's making the wrong choice. It affects our lives in a major way. Also, if you think he's making the correct choice, do you think it's my job to support him unconditionally, even if it means suffering myself? Or do you think I should be more assertive about how it's impacting me? I'll pull a card for you, but the truth is that it's going to cause you a lot of suffering to think that you have any power or control over this. Where your husband works or what he chooses to do with his career does have an impact on you. But if you force him to stay in a job that he doesn't want to be in, he's going to, there's going to be a major impact on your marriage. If you choose to not support him unconditionally in his divine life purpose and his life purpose, that's going to be a major breach of trust, right? So, of course, his decisions affect you, but your decisions also affect him. And no one's perfect. No one's perfect. And I'm really getting the message. I'm going to pull a card. Come on, angels. What's the message for Mary? Okay, so the card that came up for you again is listen only to love and success. So the angels are saying he is on the right path, and they're saying listen only to love. So you want to go into what would the most loving version of me do, right? If I was in a situation where I was having to make a major career decisions, how would I want my partner to respond? And then step into that and give the rest of your feelings, your pain, your anger to God and the angels. I'll give you an example from my life. So whenever my husband worries about money or whenever he's afraid, one of the things that I do, because I saw it's so different growing up, I saw what you were describing. I saw two people who didn't have faith in each other. So there was a lot of control from both sides. And I saw how unhappy that made the people in my life. So when it came to my relationship with my husband, which is far from perfect, but this is one of the areas where I think we really get it right. Sorry, I've still got the remnants of Chacha's cough. Is that he would say to me, I'm struggling with this, or we might have less money this month, or I'm not sure where the money's going to come from here, or we've had a problem with the supply chain and we've got like a couple of months left and then I'm not sure what's going to happen. And I would say to him, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. You always find a way. You will always find a way. And if we have to go another way, then we're going to go together, right? But it's the energy of I will have your back, whether you do the right thing or whether it goes wrong without you. Because exactly if it goes wrong, the last thing someone needs when they're trying to particularly manifest financially from the ground up is have someone on top of them going, you made the wrong decision, you don't make good choices, I no longer trust you. Because they've just lost trust in themselves, they've just lost confidence in themselves. So now you're adding more shame onto somebody that's already dealing with a lot of shame, right? Making mistakes isn't easy for the people that are affected by your mistake, but it's also really not easy for you because you know that you're failing them. You know that you've hurt the people that you love. So it's that energy of how would you like it if somebody did to you what you're doing to him, right? Which is stand on the sidelines, not really trust him, and be deciding whether or not you're going to give your approval based on whether or not he does what you want. That's control. That's not love, right? So let's just take a moment. Let's just cut all the cords to your husband as the source of your income, because God is the source of your income, right? And let's send him trust. Not just because you're a good wife, but because that's what makes him most likely to make the most effective choice, to make the most abundant choice, to make the choice that's the best for everybody. There we go. Woo. It's not about people pleasing. It's about trusting that God's rules always give the best outcome. There we go. Okay. Lucia is saying, hi Sky, astrologer told me someone took my life because of the 22nd degree partner. I'm frustrated. May I ask for healing? Okay, so this is about taking back your power. Not everybody that does readings, whether it's astrology or angel readings, has integrity. So if you have integrity as a reader, the first rule is you don't scare your clients. Nobody took your life. Nothing terrible is going to happen to you. Okay, I was going to bring in Archangel Michael just to remove any negative prophecies, any fears, any worries, and ask that the negative effects of this reading be undone in all directions of time. When you're receiving a reading from somebody, take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But definitely, definitely, definitely don't accept things blind, because then you'll manifest them and they'll become real even though they're not good. There we go. Got Archangel Michael, just the word, just discernment, discernment, discernment just keeps coming out this ear, like real, discernment. Don't just get readings from anybody online, or in life in general. Make sure that you've had recommendations for that person. Make sure that even if you've had the recommendations at the first couple of times you go for a reading, that you feel that they've got your best interests at heart and that they're doing a good job. Yeah, don't give your power away. Oh, there we go. Now, even if there are negative aspects to a reading, know, and it's from a good person, know that you can change it. As long as you change your behavior or your beliefs, you can change the negative things. That's why sometimes you go and get that reading, so that the negative thing doesn't have to happen, so that it can be undone. And that's what's called the divine intervention. There we go. That's looking good. That's looking way better. Okay, Alexandra's saying, any guidance about when is the right time for the divorce and the move, and if it's moving back to Johannesburg, is it the correct decision for my son and I? I'm getting the feeling that the divorce, like, now is the best time to not delay, but I'm getting the message that Johannesburg is not the right answer, because energetically for you it feels like you're moving backwards. So you need a fresh start. They're literally saying, like, you need a fresh start, a new place, new energy, um, a new support system. So it's the energy of clearing the belief that if you're divorced, you have to go home. If you're divorced, you have to go where your heart needs to go to heal. Take Christina's example from above, where she's going somewhere in Bali, what makes your heart sing? If you were to go and spend 6 months somewhere, just to breathe, just to figure out who you are now after this loss, because a divorce is a big loss, where would you go? You don't have to go home. Go and breathe. Okay, I'm really getting that. It's that strong energy. Go and breathe. Lola saying, dear Sky, I have a baby boy, 10 weeks old. He is lovely during the day, and then by night time he enters pain and screaming. I think there is a belief about my milk being damaging for him. Help. Okay, so there's a few things that it can be. One of the most common things around nighttime and breastfeeding is that, especially if the baby has reflux, which means that their little sphincter on their stomach is damaged and the acid can come up. And that's often what causes the screaming. It's normally either that or gas. So if it's gas, you want to start taking activated charcoal, because that means there's something you're eating that's making the baby gassy when you're breastfeeding. If it's reflux, you want to get one of the chairs that lets the baby sleep on a slight angle so that their head is a little bit lifted up, or those pillows. Now, you know that this, because of SIDS, you can't use normal pillows. You have to buy the SIDS breathable, and they're like a little triangle, and they fit into the crib, so that the baby can. They've even got like little shoulder things to hold the baby in place so it can't roll onto its side or roll off, but it will stop the acid from coming up. They're really actually showing me reflux. So I'm going to ask Archangel Raphael for an instant healing around the reflux. But I would like my little boy, when he came home, he had reflux for about, I don't know, 6 months, and the way I got around it was the pram, because the pram had the correct chair so that I could put him in it and he would sleep through. If I put him flat on his back straight after feeding him because of the reflux, he would scream in pain. So yeah, speak to your midwife about reflux as well. See if she's got any better suggestions. Some people like gripe water as well. Selena's saying, hi Sky, how can I get unaffected by my sister talking negatively about me to my parents? She has done this all my life and I don't want to pay attention, but it upsets me. Okay, so let's ask the angels first. But the reality is that if something is upsetting you, you need to stop avoiding it and deal with it head on. So you can either take it up with her directly and ask her to stop, let her know that you know, because one of the things that happens is people that are into gossip tend to think that you don't know what you're saying about you. So make it crystal clear that you know that it's her and you know that she's saying these nasty things and that you don't want it happening anymore. And then tell your parents that you don't want to know anything that she says about you to them, period. That if they have any questions that they can ask you directly, but that most of what they hear from her is just going to be rubbish. And I would also say to them that they should put a stop to it as well. It's not good parenting. I would never let one of my children talk to me badly about the other child without them in the room. So yeah, the card that came out for you is don't compromise or water down your beliefs. Listen to, trust, and follow your inner voice. Stay true to yourself. Up here so you can see it. And then the other card that came up for speeches and speaking. So you're going to have to speak up about this. You have important messages to deliver to help others. When you speak to your family, it's going to help the whole family. It's not just going to help you. I have a feeling that your parents aren't enjoying this experience and that they're just been indulging it for so long because they don't know how to have a real relationship with her. She seems like the angels are showing me it's just quite a difficult person, and how she relates is by complaining about others. So we're going to bring in Archangel Michael. Ooh. And just clear out this energy of I'm not allowed to exist and I shouldn't care what she thinks. It's not about caring what she thinks. It's about trusting yourself. If somebody is constantly attacking you, you have the right to defend yourself. And if you don't, then you won't trust yourself. There's nothing spiritually superior about taking abuse. There we go. Okay, Sarah Massey saying, hey Sky, can I have a scan on my chakras? What needs more work? I keep seeing the number 133333222. What's the messages behind it? Thank you. So 133 is like number 1 is always your thoughts, and 33 is always like divine. So it's saying your thoughts are divine interventions. Their thoughts are being given to you by the Ascended Masters. 333 is the Ascended Masters are with you. So Jesus, Kuan Yin, whoever it is that is the God you pray to, and the Ascended Master that is your life purpose path is with you, and they're giving you ideas, they're giving you solutions. 222 means keep the faith. It means that everything in the physical is first created in the spiritual, so that even if everything around you looks terrifying, if you focus on God, everything will work out. No harm can touch you. Nothing bad can come to you. So it's like keep the faith, stop worrying about what you're scared will happen and start focusing on the outcome that you desire. Danica is saying, hi, wonderful soul. Thank you for sending light and love to the planet. I would kindly ask you to see if you can heal my relationship with my husband. Sending love and light. I'm going to send in Archangel Raguel and Shamuel, the romance and relationship angels. And we're going to ask God for a miracle over your relationship. I'm just going to do a mini energy clearing. Anybody who needs this, because I can feel quite a few of you need this. Right? Just say yes, and we're going to bring in the romance angels and surround your relationship with the romance angels now. There we go. There we go. That's starting to clear up nicely. Just bringing in that soft pink light and letting it pour compassion on all of the rage, all of the power struggles, all of the resentment, all of the blame, all of the control, all of the emotional abuse. Just letting it go now, giving it to God. It's not yours. Whew. You're not even fighting about what you think you're fighting about. You think you're fighting each other, and actually, you're just sharing your pain. So we're going to let the angels come in and do the inner child work, if that's okay. I want you to imagine, if you're in conflict with your partner, reaching into their heart and sending unconditional love to their inner child. And I want you to say to that inner child inside their heart, I'm so sorry they hurt you so much. But you still feel the need to hurt me. And that we're still hurting each other. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I love you. It's not your fault. We've got this. Okay. That cleared up really nicely. Lena Ellis saying, hi Sky, I'm working on my first online course. I have so much resistance. I'd like to ask for inspiration, ease, and guidance for this course. Am I on the right path with it? Thank you. The answer is, when I'm really tuning in, the answer is 100% yes. You're on the right path, but they're showing me that you create spontaneously. So, let the course be a hybrid between what you've pre-created and, at least for the first time, what you're teaching as you go, because so much of your magic and your own interest and your own joy comes from the chemistry you have with your students and from other people. So it might be inviting a few people from your audience to see the modules and to participate with you and to do a Q&A. It might be opening up the course to a B students, or like a B launch where you charge a very small amount, like £50 or £30, so that you're teaching them and having live Q&As and stuff and infusing that element into your course. But it's going to give so much energy and life to what you're doing, as opposed to you having to slog through alone, and this energy of perfectionism of, I have to finish it before I show it to anybody. It's going to make the creation process a lot more fun and a lot faster. They're also showing me you need to do a healing of the inner gift wound, because there's a part of you, a part of you that doesn't feel that you have something of value to offer, that you're truly gifted, and that will block you from manifesting clients. It will block you from manifesting recognition, because you'll feel like a fraud. If you don't feel like you really have a valuable gift that serves the world, then how could you possibly feel like, you're doing the world a service by selling that course or selling that gift, right? You have to really get it. It's not arrogance, it's truth. You were given divine gifts. The way that you teach, only you can teach. There is no other you, right? And you're perfect for the people that you came here to serve. So it's allowing that that truth to undo the lies that you were told as a child, that you're not special, that you don't have gifts, that there are a million other people, more gifted than you, all of that stuff that we were often told when we were learning to paint or drink, etc. Yeah, I know, helps with the cough. Helps with the cough. It's because when you've got a little one, you don't stop singing, and I keep singing to my son in the morning and at night when he sleeps, and I have to stop singing for a while, like at least a couple of days, just to let this cough pass, because it's just itchy. Haley saying, hi Sky, I'm having a difficult time with love. Is my partner interested in someone else, or am I being paranoid? You're not being paranoid. Can our relationship be saved? Thank you. I think yes, the relationship can be saved, but there's a conversation that needs to be had. Because what I'm seeing is, like, the angels are showing me like both of you wearing masks, and the intimacy between you is being lost. The truth is both of you are unhappy, and you're both pretending everything is okay when it's not. So if you want his heart, you have to take the mask off. You have to risk the vulnerability of letting him see how you really feel, and deal with deal with the reality of deal with the reality. If there's two people wearing a mask, then it's two masks touching. It's only a matter of time, before the relationship implodes. So you have to be brave and take off your mask and see if he's willing to take off his mask. If he's not, then you know the answer. If he is, then that's the miracle, and you guys can start healing the relationship. I'm going to bring in Archangel Raphael and Archangel Raguel to do a healing for you on that too. Okay, Melanie Dietrich saying, hi Sky, can I get a reading on my life purpose, my professional life and purpose? Thank you. I'm actually seeing so much speed when I'm tuning into your life. I'm seeing so much speed, things moving really, really quickly, and almost this energy of burnout. They're showing me that you need more support. You need more support. You can't keep going at this pace by yourself. You need support. So don't be afraid of letting support in. Share your work with the world. Don't be afraid of letting people see what you're doing, because I think you're hiding. Even then, it's not stopping you. And God knows I hid for years online and etc. I still do to a certain level, but it doesn't stop you, and it's not slowing you down that much. Yeah. Daily practice. So the angels are saying is, let yourself practice visibility. Let yourself practice sharing your art with your world. Let yourself practice doing what you love. And then the card that comes up is success, right? What's happening right now is this almost black and white energy of it's almost black and white energy of either I achieve the level of success that I want immediately, or it's never going to happen. And there's whole studies that show that children that are praised for effort versus children that are praised for being gifted do better, because they're willing to attempt harder things. It takes time to build an audience. It takes time to build a client base. It takes time to build a following. But then, just the way that you took care of them, they take care of you. It's worth it. It's worth the time. It's worth the relationship building. It's worth the connections, right? These are real people in the real world, and they're worth knowing, and they're worth loving, and they're worth sharing your work with. But it's not that you need to get out of this energy of, if it doesn't work immediately, then it's never going to work. It works, but you have to give it time. There we go. Oh, it's a mindset shift, not a strategy shift. Hi, Sky. It's Voila. May I have a reading for my relationship, please? It's going to bring in Archangel Raguel. I'm getting guided to do a different deck. Let's see what Kuan Yin has to say. You have an inner gift of great value born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, providing you're willing to search for a way to heal it. Seeing challenges as ways of expanding your spiritual light empowers you to focus on the growing light rather than getting caught up in suffering. Natural pearls are rare, lustrous feminine gems created with living organisms. They have unique creation process. Just like the beautiful and rare pearl, you have a unique spiritual beauty to offer the world. Your pearl is your precious gift, something unique that is being born through your experiences and consciousness that cannot be created or copied by another because it's your own unique light. If you find yourself attracting negative energies from those around you, or perhaps feeling drained and sometimes even possessed by negative thoughts or experiences, you don't have to feel afraid. You can heal with the angels now, allowing that which they stir up within you to begin forming forming the beautiful gift that you share. Just as the pearl starts from irritation and reaction, so are the circumstances in your life which feel uncomfortable serving to help you grow your gift. It's time to realize that your soul is growing its luster and beauty to share with the world. Once you realize this, your struggles become less and your soul light becomes even more luminous. Okay. So it's this energy of like trusting the process, that what you are learning from your partner is like, I'm actually seeing what you're learning from your partner is self-worth, and you're really not happy about learning it. There's this real stubbornness there. I can almost see like a donkey digging in its feet. Like this real no, like it's wrong to value myself. It's like this it's like in your energy, it's synonymous with being greedy or being selfish. So this is just a lie. This is not true. Loving yourself is the only thing that allows you to love others. It's the only thing that allows you to love the world. It's the only thing that allows you to be you. So you need to let go of the lie. There we go. There we go. That's clearing. Ooh. And it's really important to understand that everything happens for a reason. Everything is happening for you, not against you. If you let the belief that things are unfair and that they're all happening against you form, bitterness will put its roots in and it'll be really hard to get it out. So you need to believe that things are happening for you to be able to see the divine plan. There we go. Vanessa saying, hi Sky, is it possible to have a business with my partner with minerals and spirituality? Thank you. It is possible, but I'm like getting a giant no. No, 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 no. No, no, bad idea. If you're going to start a business, start your own. If your partner wants to build a business, he can build it with another man. You know, you are his woman. It's his job to nurture you and take care of you and provide for you. No, 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 no. You do not want to build a business for him. No, no. A, you'll step into the wrong energy, and B, you'll be if you don't listen. You saw what happened with the previous reading where the partner doesn't like the way the other one handles money. It'll put you in your masculine. You do not want to be in your masculine in your sexual relationship. It'll destroy your sex life. No. If he wants to have a business, he can find a man to have a business and build a business with. You're his woman. If you want to have a business, you can do it yourself or you can find someone else to do it with, okay? But please be aware that business partnerships are a lot like romantic partnerships. The vast majority of them don't work out because people don't check if they have similar values or if they have similar levels of integrity. And businesses, just like intimate relationships, have financial consequences, right? You pay for somebody else's financial mistakes. So it's much safer to collaborate than it is to partner up, unless you really, really know somebody for a long time and you've got, really good contracts in place. Hi, Sky. Sylvia is saying, what to do when my partner has to look after his dad so many hours? May I receive healing? Does he love me? I'm going to send you lots of unconditional love. My love, this isn't an easy one. Whenever our parents are sick or our children are sick, it does take a lot of time, energy, but it also drains us because it's really hard watching your mother or your father or your child suffer. So, you have to decide whether or not you love him enough to go through this with him. And if the answer is yes, then stand your ground, because relationships, it's there for better or for worse. If it's too much, if it's too early in the relationship, if you don't feel like there's a deep enough commitment, then I would genuinely pull back. I wouldn't go through the whole parents illness. I wouldn't go through it with a boyfriend. I would go through it with a husband. But that level of loyalty, that level of sacrifice, that level of time for somebody that hasn't committed to me is not something that I would do, because it's really, really emotionally painful. So unless they're willing to recognize you and give you a position in their life, it's exactly what we said. You're playing a guessing game. You don't know what role to play. You don't know and that's not nice, right? So if they want you to be there and they want you to wait while they tend to their sick parents and things like that, but you've known them for over 3 months, then it's a sign that they're not really committing. It's not about not loving you. It's just about not being in the right place to commit, or to really honor you. Okay, I love you all very, very much. Medical Intuitive is filling up, guys. There's so many talented and incredible healers here. This last core of Medical Intuitive is incredible. They are healing people's spines. They are creating miracle babies. They are sorting out genetic disorders. They are manifesting a higher income. They are really, really, they did the homework so well. They did their case studies so well. They're channeling so much. I couldn't be prouder of them. If you're interested in being part of our next cohort, which starts in October, drop me a DM. I know you guys are healers. I can feel you. I can feel you. And I know a lot of you were born to be medical intuitives. So drop me a DM before it gets insanely busy so that I can get you in there and we can decide if it's a good fit for you. Okay? Lots of love. Bye.